Welcome to Quacks of Quedlinburg, where we are charlatans posing as quack doctors, trying to create a miracle elixir. We win this game by scoring points. Each round, in a series of 9 rounds, we will score points, and those points will actually be used to buy more ingredients to go in our elixirs, as well as make our notoriety and grow our fame. Why I love this game is that it really has a bit of number crunching, and you've got a deck building, bag building, which kind of sounds a bit wrong, but it has a bit more fun within it. And it really kind of adds and leans into that random craziness. To set up, it's really quite easy. You grab out each of the boards. In the first time you'll play it, you'll actually grab out the boards that will have the little 1 icon. They are both double-sided, so you'll see 2 little tags, as well as having extra boards that will show you the 3 and the 4. You will also have different variants based on how many players you have. So with the black tile, you've got a 3 and a 4-player version, and on the back you've got a 2-player version. So you set up the boards, you get all your tokens and everything out in front of you. Everyone will actually be assigned 1 fizz, 2 fizzes, 1 3 fizz, what color is that? Orange. An orange and a green tile. They will actually all go into your bag, and that will form your first starting round hand. So these are your deck building, or in this case, bag building. Throughout the game, you cannot look what is in your bag. You can feel around, you can find and count how many you have, but it's all playing on your memory on how much you actually have in there. A round is really, really easy. We've actually grabbed the player board for us here. You'll notice that we've got our potion and our rat. We'll get to them later. It's pretty easy. Then we've also got our droplet. And this is kind of like water in our tank or in our cauldron, starting to fill up our cauldron every round. So you can actually start earning different things. A round is very simply go into your bag, draw 1 out, and as a fun house rule, we actually all draw together, but you can play this independently, in which you are just building your potion all together by yourself. You will draw 1 randomly, I've got one here, and we'll all show it to each other. Based on what you draw, you actually put it next to the last one you played. So for instance, this is a 1, so it's going straight into my 1 slot. We then do this again, everyone would open up, they would reveal, and based on the number you reveal, this is a 3, so it goes all the way up to my 4 slot. You'll notice that there is different colors we have on our board. Each one does its own little thing. So orange is really just a safe, nice little ingredient. Pumpkins. The yellows will actually have 1, 2, or 4, and we'll get to how you buy these a bit later on in the teach. What you need to be aware of is if you have 7 of your fizz or less, your potion or your elixir is safe. If you have more, so 8 or more, your elixir has exploded and you are now no longer able to add any more ingredients to it. So you make sure as you're drawing, you're going to push your luck a little bit. So at the moment I've got 4, so I would definitely want to be drawing some more, trying to actually get some more points. But now I've actually got a 2 and my potion is now at 6. If I was to draw again and I grabbed another 2 now, this is where that math can come into it. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there, and I draw a 1. My potion is now basically all fizz. I'm probably going to end here, and this is where we get into the scoring. So I'm going to move my board just a little bit out of sight, and we'll get into the main board. Now everyone's going to score at the same time, and on this main board, it actually tells you not only your score, the round that you were in, but also how to resolve the end of the round. So the player with the highest score, if we move these in, and hopefully we'll be able to see both the scoreboard and my cauldron, we'll actually see that my last exposed area has an 8 and a 1 symbol. So I didn't explode, so I'm actually going to get both of those when we get there. The player that has the most, so the highest score for that round, will actually get to roll the dice. Based on what you roll in that dice, you'll actually either get a pumpkin, you'll get a victory point, potentially 2 victory points, a ruby or your water content in your cauldron will move up. That's only for the highest player. If there's a draw, both players get to roll. We then resolve any actions that happen at the end of the round. So as you can see here, black, green, and purple always resolve at the end of the round, whereas others like the yellow, red, and blue will always resolve as you play those tiles. Once we've resolved them, you actually allocate any number that has a ruby next to it. So you can see some of these have little red dots, which are the rubies, and you'd simply just grab a ruby and that goes into your little ruby section. If you did not explode, you would get both of these actions. But if you did explode, so for instance, you had 8 or more fizz in your cauldron, you would then choose, do you want to get the victory points from where you landed, or do you want to get the money spent? With the victory points, super simple, you add that many, so I'm blue, I scored 1, I would go 1 up on the victory track. With the money spend, based on the number I had, so I had 8 here, I would get to choose, based on the cost of each of the numbers, how much it says. So for instance, an 8 here would get me a 1 yellow, that would go into my bag. If I had 18 to spend, I could get a 4 yellow. It's important to note, when buying, you can only buy 2. You can't buy any more, so if you have 20 to spend, you can't buy 3 tokens, only of a max of 2, and you can't buy of the same color. So you can't buy 2 yellow or 2 red, etc. You have to buy different colors to a max of 2. Once you've done that, you can then spend any of the remaining rubies that you have to either increase your water content or to refresh your potion. And this is where a potion, when you're drawing, is simply going to allow you to put any white that you've drawn back into your bag. It is important to note you can't do this once you've exploded. So if you've exploded your potion or it's exploded on you, you can't actually use your potion. So when you actually draw, if you, for instance, when I was drawing that 3, that was quite early on, I'd actually use my potion, put that back into the bag and continue drawing from there. Once we've finished all of the rounds, we reset and you actually start each round by drawing a card, which is going to modify that particular round. We will then move the token up, and you can see each one has a different action. So on the second round, we're going to unlock the yellow tiles. On the third round, we're going to unlock the purple tiles. And then on the 6th round, we're actually going to get an extra fizz that goes back into our bag just to make things more difficult for us. We continue that all the way through to the last round, at which point that last round will actually give us points on the buy as well as on the rubies. The player with the most score wins, and that is how you play Quacks of Quedlinburg. We're going to be playing it tonight on stream for you with the Quacker, a drink that we made over in our YouTube channel. Make sure you head over there, have a look at that. We'll also be playing that throughout the stream, so you can join us in the drinking frivolities. And it's quite a fun little drink that we made using butterfly pea syrup that we made. And then when you add the lemon juice to it, changes color, because this is about potion making, and what more fun can you have than making things change color. That's the teach for Quacks of Quedlinburg. We look forward to watching and enjoying the game together with you on stream at our Twitch Games Night app. Hit us up, and I'll probably put some links in below of various different things. We've got a Discord, we've got an app, and we've got a lot of people that come to join us from various different channels. So we'll also add them on streams when we join us. That's all from me. I've talked a lot. You're probably dying right now. And let's just jump into the game. Thanks all.